Hi, I'm Josh Drake. I'm the nominee for the 4th District of United States Congress. That's basically all of South Arkansas. I wanted to give the voters of South Arkansas a choice between the Democrat and the Republican, which, as we all know, have become the same thing. There's not much of a choice when all you have is a Democrat and Republican, so I'm running in order to give a choice. I wholeheartedly endorse all 10 key values of the Green Party. I think that this party is absolutely essential to our country. I think the values that we believe in are American values. They are the values of the people for the people. And I think our politicians have gotten away from of the people for the people. I'm an attorney in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I have an undergraduate degree from Rhodes College in International Relations and Political Science, and my law degree is from the University of Georgia. And I've been a private practice attorney since 1994 in Arkansas. And my wife and 3 children all live in Hot Springs. I think our party, I think our nation really has to rethink where we're going. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan are bankrupting this nation in more than one way. They are bankrupting us financially in ways that we all can appreciate and we all can understand. It's just absolutely unbelievable the money that we are wasting. The $1 million laser-guided bombs we're blowing up mountaintops in Afghanistan with is just the most unbelievable waste of money I can imagine. But it's also bankrupting us other ways. It's bankrupting us morally. We do not have the moral fight in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's bankrupting us with the world, our reputation in the world, and our reputation for a nation that stands up for what's right. The things that are going on and the destruction for no good reason is just beyond comprehension. And I think what a lot of Americans have done is they've tuned it out, and they don't think about the fact that these wars have been going on for years and years and years and years now. The money is beginning to hit us because it's hurting our economy, but the only people who are benefiting are the contractors that we're just giving unbelievable contracts to, and the money we're spending over there. They're the only people that are benefiting. Certainly the people of Iraq and Afghanistan aren't benefiting. Certainly our reputation in the world is not benefiting. We've got to do something about these wars. We've got to end the wars. We've got to end them now. We can't. The next thing we need to think about is our environment. That is a key tenet of the Green Party. We've got to lessen our dependency on foreign oil, lessen our dependency on fossil fuels. We've got to stop buying into the corporate culture. We've got to stop buying into, if any of you have read 1984, George Orwell's book, where if you say something enough, people will believe it. Well, that's what our nation has become. We say things like clean coal. There is no such thing as clean coal. There is no such thing as clean coal. But people think if you say it enough, if you say clean coal enough, then the American people will be, oh, there must be some sort of new super technology process to make coal clean. If you've ever held a piece of coal in your hand and think about burning it, it doesn't take a physicist like John Gray to realize that there's no such thing as clean coal. Ask the people of Tennessee who the big containment pond collapsed and it ruined the watershed for the whole area, the little area in Tennessee. Ask them about clean coal and ask the people in West Virginia. The latest thing about mining coal, you just cut off the top of the mountain and get the coal right out, and you don't have all the federal regulations and so forth involved in digging coal mines and and all the bad press of people dying in the coal mines. You just chop off the top of the mountains, and the people of West Virginia are seeing that, and it's destroying the water in West Virginia. It's destroying the countryside. And so in South Arkansas, we have this massive coal plant going in, and Mike Ross, my incumbent opponent, he's even introduced federal legislation endorsing clean coal. There is no such thing as clean coal. South Arkansas is a beautiful place to be, but yet we're taking the chances of destroying our environment by putting massive coal-powered power plants down there. There are better alternatives. We've got to make it a national priority to investigate and find those alternatives. And lastly, we need to think about the people. So oftentimes, politicians They're thinking about how do they get the money for their next election, how do they get reelected, what are the corporate interests, what do they want? What we need to think about is the people. We need to protect these future generations, like this little guy right here. We need to make sure that when he grows up, this is still the natural state, that our country is still something we can be proud of, that this is something that we can all be proud in the morning of who our president is, who our politicians are. Isn't it sad that we don't have that same sort of pride in America? We're so divided, and it's all about the power struggle of who's in control in Washington. If ever there was an example of why we need third parties and why we need more voices out there, it's this power control struggle that goes on in Washington right now. Everything that goes on is about who can get a leg up, the Democrats and the Republicans, and it's so close. Everybody runs to the middle, and so everyone tries to be the exact same candidate so they can get the majority. When there's only two choices, everybody runs to the middle. And so that shows exactly why we need people speaking out who have the guts to speak out. And so many of those people are gone now. You know, you had Democrats like Paul Wellstone who was willing to stand up in the Senate for what he believed in. Those are the kind of guys that have driven most of us from the Democratic Party to the Green Party and to other parties. And people have a right to expect their politicians to stand up for the people, not to stand up for the corporate interest. And so I know I've got a tough challenge, not the least of which I'm the ugliest of three in the party. My Republican opponent is a former Miss Arkansas, and my Democratic opponent is a slick Washington politician. And let me say a little bit about Mike Ross. The 4th District of Arkansas is one of the poorest districts in the nation when it comes to health care. One of the most, the largest population of people in the 4th District don't have health care of the whole nation. You look at all the districts in the nation, the 4th District is one of the worst when it comes to the percentage of people that don't have health care. And Mike Ross' response to that when health reform legislation was coming around was not to get in there and get some legislation done that helps the people, that's for the people, that has a public option. Instead, he almost single-handedly slowed it down. He certainly slowed it down. He may have had a little bit of help, but he was a major impact in slowing it down. It gave the insurance companies time to get in there with their lobbyists and help write the legislation. It gave the politicians and the corporations time to take out the real meat of it, the real public option of health care reform. And so what we have is business as usual. Coincidentally, he's in the pharmaceutical business. And I think it's pretty clear that he was not looking out for the majority of the people of South Arkansas who don't have health insurance. What he was looking out for was his bread and butter, the pharmaceutical industry and the medical and the establishment we have with the health insurance. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to think about the fact that the millions and billions of dollars that are spent just on health insurance. I've heard so many people recently say that they're going back to school for medical billing. They're learning how to bill, and that's going to be their job. They're going to code medical things because there's so much money involved in just how you code something for the insurance companies. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if you can cut out the middleman of the insurance company, there's more money for everybody. There's more money for health care, for better doctors, for better pay, for better health care. But instead, we just perpetuate this behemoth that we have, the medical healthcare industry. We need to cut out the insurance middleman and directly provide. I don't think anyone is that upset with Medicare. I don't know many seniors who says, I'd love to give up my Medicare and be completely private funded. Medicare for all is what we need, and that's what we should advocate, and we shouldn't settle for anything less. I don't want to go on forever, but that's why I'm running. I'm running the 4th District, and I appreciate your vote. I ran last time, received somewhere around 14% of the vote, over 30,000 votes in South Arkansas. And so if you know people in South Arkansas and you feel strongly about these issues, please let them know. Mike Ross has millions of dollars. The Republican candidate, her father is the president of the University of South Arkansas. They're both well-heeled. I don't begin for a minute to think that I'm going to have the type of money that's going to be necessary to run this campaign, but I'm here and I want to give people a choice, and the only way to do that is to get the word out that people in the south of Arkansas have a choice. Thank you.